Joining me now with reaction and discussion, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. He sits on the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, it's always good to see you. You know that money is the mother's milk of politics. How long do you think Joe Biden will be able to hold out if all the Democrats across this country, their campaigns suffer? And with your connections in the Democrat Party, what are you hearing about Joe Biden's future?
Look, these guys are smart. Never, ever, ever underestimate the Democrats. They always have an end game. They're always focused. They know how to win, and they want to win. So if they cumulatively believe, and I think that's what's happening now, that they can't win and can't raise the money they want, they will do whatever they need to do to pressure Joe Biden to get out. And, you know, he's had a lot of protection. He's had a lot of protection in everything that he's been involved in the Justice Department. And I won't go through all that because we could spend a half hour together talking about it. But the bottom line is if they go to and say, Jill, you know, that protection is going to go away. We're going to really unleash the truth here about the business that you've been involved with your son, the things that you've done, the inappropriate meetings, the money being transferred into multiple accounts, et cetera. That's going to scare him. And that's the one thing that may cause Jill to give up. Republicans should not be high-fiving now. I'm telling you, I know these folks. They are smart. So they're going to put somebody else in there who's going to be young and a Gavin Newsom. And you and I know how terrible Gavin Newsom is. But here's the deal. The media, the regular mainstream media doesn't tell that story. You know why everybody was so, not everybody, you weren't surprised. I wasn't surprised. People that watch your shows not surprised, but so many Americans were surprised because ABC, NBC, CBS, the Washington newspapers, the New York Times, they didn't cover all the gaffes all along, all the times he fell asleep, all the mistakes he made, all the things that he did were wrong, the times he fell down. We knew all this. This wasn't a surprise to us. He has good days and bad days, and his bad days are real bad. So here's my worry. We shouldn't take this for granted. No matter who the candidate is, we got to win. Donald Trump will win, but the toughest times and the most competitive times may be ahead of us. We got to work hard to the last minute, the last day.
All right. Earlier this week, instead of throwing him in jail, the committee you serve on sued the failed Supreme Court nominee, Attorney General Merrick Garland, for failing to provide the Biden interview audio tape. The corrupt AG is in contempt of Congress as you and I speak now, Congressman, defying a lawful congressional subpoena. Now, I asked your colleague, Congresswoman Miller Meeks, about holding the AG to the same standard imposed on conservatives Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon. Watch.
My concern is in, trying to do inherent contempt, to remove the focus off Biden's cognitive decline and incompetence and turn that focus then to this maneuver that we're doing in trying to have the Sergeant of Arms arrest Merrick Garland as the Attorney General because the Department of Justice isn't going to act upon that.
Okay, Congressman, what I just heard there is that some Republicans don't want to apply equal justice under the law in an effort to keep the political pressure on Joe Biden. Is politics an excuse to accept and allow a double standard of justice to take root in the United States?
I don't believe so, and I respect her very much, and I understand her point. However, I absolutely support the inherent contempt. For those that are listening, means that the Capitol Police would get him, bring him to the Capitol. He would not be released until he did what he was supposed to do. This is the man who is responsible for upholding the laws of the United States of America, and he is openly and disobeying the law because they have a problem, because they know if they release the tapes, it'll show one of two things. Either that Joe Biden did well in those audio tapes, which means then they had a special standard for him and they didn't go forward and indict him when they should have, or the tapes will show that he was not capable of withstanding a trial in any way because he was mumbling, because he was not cognitively there, because he had problems. And in that case, America should know that too. You must obey the law. Well, if it happened to me, we have to obey the law. Merrick Garland has to obey the law. I am all ready to go forward with inherent contempt.
All right. Well, Congressman, there's also an option C that it could reveal. It could also reveal that Merrick Garland and the Injustice Department lied to Congress by falsifying that transcript, as the transcript many suspect, will not match with the actual recordings. In that case, the Department of Injustice will have been guilty of committing a crime in the United States. Of course, they've committed several, in my opinion. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thank you very much. Appreciate the visit, as always.